Okay, so let me let me read to you guys. This is from Trading Instincts. It's Curtis Faith's book. There's a different title for this on Amazon. I think it's Trading with Your Gut. Same book. Okay, this is from chapter 3. It's very, very good book here. This section of chapter 3 is titled Follow That Herd. It says one of the mental shortcuts that our brains are programmed to do is this belief that when we do what others are doing, it's safer than doing something different. Let me read that again. One of the mental shortcuts that our brains are programmed to make is the belief that doing what others are doing is safer than doing something different. Basically, you'd rather follow the herd than be right. There's a guy named Zuby who's a musician and he's got a voice on Twitter. You can check him out. He's super popular. And he said the biggest lesson that he sees that people have learned, I got to give him credit for saying this. He says the biggest lesson from the pandemic is that we've seen that people would rather be a part of the herd than be right. And that's exactly what we see here. And that's not just because of the pandemic or because of COVID. They got COVID up the butt, whatever. It's because it's how we're programmed biologically. He goes on to say here, human beings are social animals. We take cues from others in our social circle. This tendency is a mental shortcut that saves us valuable effort. In a small tribe or band, following others makes good sense. It serves as the basis for much of our learning. We learn by following the example that others set. We learn what foods are good to eat by eating what others eat. We learn our culture. We learn our preferences by following what others are doing. So it has its place. Following others has its place, is what he's saying. Even if you understand evolution, why our eyes evolved the way that they did, where we have whites of our eyes. You ever notice that dogs don't have that? Some dogs don't have that white in their eyes. As social beings, we've evolved to have that white in our eyes so we can see where other people are looking. If you look one way, then I can see you're looking one way and I can look what's going on over there too. That's like a super, super early stage of evolution for human beings separating from monkeys. If you believe in evolution. I do. To some extent. I think the aliens came down and they had a little tampering with the evolution too, but we'll talk about that later. He goes on to say, this tendency, which is known as the bandwagon effect in finance, causes major problems for traders who are not aware of how it impacts the market. Too many people jumping into a market almost always results in bubbles and busts. The stock market bubble of 2000, the property bubbles of 2003 and 2007, and the oil and commodities bubbles of 2007 and 2008 were all caused by too many people jumping on the bandwagon at the same time. Master traders don't make trades because others are making them. They make trades for their own specific reasons. They look to get aboard before bubbles develop, and they are quick to get out before the first sign of trouble. However, those who get caught up in the herd mentally join the bubbles long after the market is rising, then exit only when the herd itself is already out, which is after the bubble has burst and the profits have dissipated. So if you want to be a master trader, you need to develop your own reasons for making trades. Independence of mind and spirit is one of the hallmarks of a master trader. So the reason I share that, the bandwagon effect, is because very often new people come into trading. I get messages every day. Hey, how do I follow signals from you? How do I get your signals? Do you offer signals in your Discord chat? I get these questions every day. People wanting to have the money handed to them. We can all agree, we can all, relate to that. We've all been there. We can agree that we've been there. But now with our mission at ASFX, what I talk about all the time is self-sufficient trading. The reason I got into trading is not to follow some random guy through a Telegram group or a Discord chat. I got into trading so I can make money anywhere, anytime with my own knowledge, as long as I had a Wi-Fi signal. And if that's you, hit the thumbs up, give me a yes in the chat if that's you. I think it's everybody. And that's why I'm such a big believer in pointing out the bandwagon effect so we can, within ourselves, say, hey, am I making a decision for myself or am I following someone else? Anytime we're following other people, when it comes down to behavioral finance, when it comes down to trading, we're getting away from self-sufficiency. And I think that self-sufficiency is the only thing that will lead to a long-term career. It's not even the fact that I want to be self-sufficient to go trade from a beach and not have to listen to a boss. It's I want to be self-sufficient so that when markets change, I can change with them and I don't get left behind and I don't get stuck in the herd. So if that's you, that's maybe a reason to look into taking our courses. That's why you should consider taking the starter pack, because I don't charge membership fees, which shows you that I'm not trying to say I'm helping you make money, but suck money from you every month. But don't do that. But I do ask you pay to get in and learn our proprietary information. The course is copywritten. It's got tons, thousands of markups in it to give it the research that it needs, the validity that it needs. So I think that right there, you should have enough hopefully, to at least go looking into the courses to see if it would fit your belief system. If it aligns with your belief systems and you seem to like me a little bit and you can learn with me, then I'm definitely the guy to help you grow. Because again, I'm not focused on teaching you how to follow me. I'm teaching you how to think for yourself, how to read a chart for yourself, how to trade the A1, the D1, and D2 for yourself. That way, you can even develop it further, which is going to kind of stem into my next topic that we're going to talk about in a second. A lot of guys will come into ASFX, they'll follow the rules to the T. And then 2 years into it, like James, they start to develop their own entry signal. They start to develop something that they see within the system that I don't even see. And that's where they're even more self-sufficient then, because they can go backtest that and prove that. And it all started with them wanting to be self-sufficient. That new entry system that gives them more profit and less losses, that only comes because they wanted to be, James in particular is the guy I'm thinking of, but it's other traders too. They wanted to be more self-sufficient and less reliant on other people and out of the bandwagon effect. And you can see in the live chat right now, Ryan said, that's why I joined ASFX. Exactly. Best trading community out there. I appreciate you guys so much for saying that. Thank you. So yeah, pay attention to the bandwagon effect, everybody. So GU now has moved about 1.7R. Not bad. EuroCAD was good to avoid. That's coming up towards stop loss now. So this will still get marked up. Like this still has to go into the back testing. It still has to be something that we study so we